And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we got the first game of the Champions League for Liverpool tonight. It's the group stages versus Napoli, and we're playing at the Maradona Arena, Stadio di Maradona tonight in Napoli. It's going to be a really good game. I'm really excited for it. We'll quickly go through the starting lineups and we'll go through the score predictions as well, what you guys think the score will be by the end of the game. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a really good game. So I'll quickly run through the starting lineups and we'll get your score predictions as well. So start writing those down below and we'll have a little read through them. So we'll start with the home side, Napoli tonight. We'll start with Merritt in net. They've got De Lorenzo at right back, who's their captain tonight. They've got Rahamani at centre back alongside Kim, who was their replacement for Koulibaly, who recently left to join Chelsea this summer. Got Oliviero at left back, Anguissa and Lobotka at centre mid, Politano, Zielinski, and Kvaratskhelia at left wing, and Osimhen up front. Excuse the pronunciations on some of those players. And then for the away side, we've got Becker in net, Andy Robertson at left back, Van Dijk and Joe Gomez partnering at centre back, with Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. The man on form, Harvey Elliott in centre midfield, with Fabinho and Milner there as well. Milner being tonight's captain for Liverpool, with Luis Diaz at left wing, Bobby Firmino up front, and Mo Salah at right wing. Probably the big standout news regarding the lineup is that Núñez isn't starting the game tonight. Was fairly poor in the Merseyside derby on the weekend, so it's probably a good call by Klopp to start for Firmino as well, get that bit of experience into the team, and hopefully transform some better form into the European nights. Obviously, they've been struggling in the league a little bit here with a few results they probably should have won. Obviously, you mentioned Everton earlier as well. They probably should have won that game. And obviously, they lost to Man United as well before. So, guys, comment down below your score predictions. We'll have a little read through them. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Liverpool win tonight. I think Diaz and Firmino are going to get the goals. So that's my prediction, 2-0 Liverpool. Obviously, Napoli are looking a bit weaker than they did previously in previous years. They obviously lost Koulibaly to Chelsea earlier on in the summer, as well as losing Insigne and Mertens as well. I think one of them went to Toronto in the MLS, which was a strange transfer at the time. And obviously, Hamsich hasn't played for them for a few years. So yeah, fairly weaker Napoli side than what we're normally used to under the days of Maurizio Sarri and stuff like that. But still be a good game nonetheless. Obviously, the big news as well is that Rangers, who are also in the group alongside Liverpool, lost 4-0 tonight earlier on against Ajax in Amsterdam. So expecting some big things from Liverpool tonight. Comment down below your score predictions and we'll have a little read through them. I mentioned before I'm going to go for a 2-0 Liverpool win here with Firmino and Diaz to get the goals. I'm pretty excited for this game. We're about 80 minutes away from kickoff. Let's have a little read through them. Núñez isn't playing tonight, guys. I think he's on the bench. I'll have a little read through the bench in a second as well. Minus 2-1 to Liverpool. That comes from Prouts. David and Wetber says 2-1 to Liverpool as well. A lot of 2-1s in here as well. Adam says 3-1 Liverpool win. You'll never walk alone. A lot of people back in Liverpool tonight. Obviously, the poll says on here that the majority reckon Liverpool will win. 81% say Liverpool to win, 9% say draw, and 10% say Napoli win. It's going to be a good game though, nonetheless. I'm very excited for it. Good to see Harvey Elliott getting his minutes still as well. Been really, really good for me. I've mentioned in the Merseyside derby commentary last weekend, I think he's probably been the standout player for me so far this season. I'm hoping for Mo Salah to have a big game tonight as well. He's been a bit quiet this season. In terms of scoring goals, he's still been very influential in the team, regardless of his goal scoring threat he's had so far this season. But Europe's a whole different ball game, guys. So let's take away the league form aside and just kind of concentrate on this game and hope for the best. Obviously, Liverpool got to the final last year of this competition and won it a few years ago as well, and got to the final the previous year of that as well. A team that have done really well in this competition over the last few years under the Klopp era, and I'm looking forward to it as well. Quickly as well, besides the obviously the subject of the game, what are your thoughts on Tuchel being sacked by Chelsea earlier on today? It's quite big news coming from Stamford Bridge. Quite a big shock for a lot of supporters and neutral football fans as well. Quite a bold call by Todd Boehly and the new ownership at Chelsea. Very interesting. Looking like Graham Potter is going to be their new manager. An interesting appointment as well. comment down below your thoughts on that as well. It's quite a lot of interesting stuff happening at Chelsea. Obviously, they had a poor start to the season, and they were quite straight on it to get him sacked. We got Kimo saying 2-0 Liverpool. Mafundo Success saying 3-1 to Liverpool. Jota will score when he comes on. Arthur is on the bench as well, guys. I'll read through the benches as well, so you have an idea who Liverpool can bring on later on in the game. But I'll have a little read through that now. And make sure you drop a like on the stream as well, guys. Try and get the stream out there to as many people as possible. And subscribe to the channel as well. We've just recently hit 25,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. So thank you a lot for that. It means a lot to me and everyone else that works behind the scenes at Liverpool LFC News here. Let's have a little read through the substitutes for you guys as well. We've got 151 people in the chat here, guys. That's awesome. Make sure you drop a like on the stream. I've also put the a couple of games on the bottom left for you guys to keep an eye on the scores as well. We've got the Inter Milan versus Bayern Munich game, which is a massive game happening in Group C. And that'll be a really good game to watch as well. As well as that, we've got the Tottenham game on there as well to have a look at. Tottenham versus Marseille, which they all kick off at the same time as well. So it's good to keep an eye on them scores. And obviously mentioned previously, Ajax did win their first game in the group, in Group A. So we'll go through the Napoli bench quickly. We've got Zerbin, Simeone, Lozano, Elmas, Raspadori, Gaetano, Tanguy Ndombele, which I believe is the ex-Spurs man there. Zanoli, Juan Jesus, an ex-Inter Milan centre-back, was there many years ago. Leo Ostergaard, Mario Rui, and then Salvatore Sirigu as the backup goalkeeper tonight, the ex-PSG man. And then for the Liverpool bench, we've got Darwin Núñez, obviously the big man. That's obviously a big call by Klopp not to start him today. We've got Diego Jota, obviously one of you guys mentioned today. You reckon he'll come on off the bench to score the decisive goal. And then we've got Stefan Bajcetic, and Arthur on the bench as well. And Thiago's on the bench as well, guys, which is good to see him back on there. Hopefully get a few minutes tonight. And we also got Nathaniel Phillips, Adrian, and Harvey Davies on the bench as well. Obviously, Keita, Henderson, Konate, Curtis Jones, Calvin Ramsey, and all of them players are still injured, as well as Oxlade-Chamberlain. So fairly weakened midfield by Liverpool, but we know that's been the story all season so far. That's why they brought Arthur in on loan from Juventus to add that bit of depth into the midfield. But the players are coming out now from under the tunnel. It's a beautiful stadium, Napoli Stadium. It's called Stadio Maradona, I believe it's called, named after the brilliant player that was Diego Maradona. Obviously, he spent a few years at Napoli. He was a great influential player for them in the 80s. But it's a sold-out arena as well. It's a lovely stadium, to be fair. I haven't really seen much of the Napoli Stadium previously, but it's a really nice stadium. It's going to be a good game, I think. Comment down below. Comment down below your score predictions as well, and who do you think will score those goals? A lot of Liverpool support here tonight as well, which we expect, obviously, on the Liverpool channel. But it's going to be a really good game. That young boy Harvey Elliott in the midfield. And the experience of James Milner there beside him. Congrats on 25k. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Next step is 100k, I suppose. Try and get that plaque for the channel. It'd be awesome. This is disgrace. Tuchel was their best manager. 100% agree with you. I think it was very premature, the decision by the Chelsea board to sack Tuchel. Obviously, it's not been the best start for Chelsea, but it's interesting to see. Like, obviously, we expected it under the Roman Abramovich era, where Chelsea go through managers like it's nothing. But I thought maybe a whole different situation when it comes to new ownership. The thing I can't wrap my head around is the support he had in the transfer market. He brought in a lot of players. Obviously, he had a Fofana coming, Koulibaly, and obviously the main one being Aubameyang that came to Chelsea to play under Tuchel. Managed to play 60 minutes under Tuchel, then he's sacked. So if Graham Potter does come in, he might have bring some fresh ideas to the squad, but it'll be interesting to see nonetheless. Frank says Liverpool to win 2-1. Núñez or Firmino, who was better? Two different players, I think. I do think Núñez has had somewhat of a difficult start to his life in Liverpool, but he's a very young player and he's got a lot of potential. That's obviously why they brought him for the amount of money that they did. I do think Núñez can be better than Firmino going in the future and get into better positions. But I think Firmino is a brilliant player. Elijah says Liverpool 3-1, Trent, Salah and Fabinho. Trent's a good shout, you know, maybe a little set piece, something could happen. But I'm looking forward to seeing how well we do tonight. It's going to be a good game. Got Rahana saying 1-1, Aussie Man and Bobby to score. Maybe the first prediction that isn't Liverpool to win. That's interesting to see. I think that they should have played Thiago over Milner. Yeah, in normal circumstances, I'd agree with you, but I think Thiago is probably trying to get his fitness back a little bit, so try and get him a few minutes tonight. But Milner's still got obviously that experience there as well. I don't think he'll be too bad tonight. But guys, we're almost underway here. We're about 2 minutes from kickoff now. Thiago should have started. Yeah, potentially. I think probably fitness concern maybe more than anything. Just give him a few minutes and then in the 60th minute or so. Guys, I'm still positive though. I think we're gonna win this game. Three or more to Liverpool. You don't sound yourself, mate. Hope you get well soon. Yeah, I got a bit of a cold, but I'm getting over it. It's not too bad. Appreciate the support though, guys. It is Napoli that kicks us off underway here. And straight from kickoff, they pass it back to Kim, who gives the ball to Di Lorenzo there, who then passes it back to Romani. Romani now in possession for Napoli. Passes it across the park to Kim. Back to Romani again here. Who then passes it back to Merritt here. Got Bobby Firmino straight away off the bat pressing the Napoli defence, which is good to see. Romani again in possession for Napoli. Playing a little 1-2 here with Lobotka. Lobotka now in possession for Napoli. Gives it to Di Lorenzo down that right-hand side from the right-back position. Plays a long ball forward for Aussie Man to chase. He gets around Alisson Becker here. Could be an early goal for Napoli. Takes a shot, just hits the outside of the bar, and it goes out for a Liverpool goal kick. That's a really good early chance for Napoli there. Rounds the keeper, Alisson there. Takes a shot from a wide angle, but it just hits the outside of the bar. That's a really lively start from Napoli. I think if it was to go in, it may have been called offside. I think it might have just been onside, though. A very close call if it was to go in, but luckily Liverpool do escape that mini heart attack there, and it goes out for a Liverpool goal kick. But a nice early chance there for Napoli. The goal kick is taken, it lands back into Napoli's possession again, and we have Zielinski on the ball here for Napoli. Back passes back to Kim here, gives it out wide down that left-hand side to Karatashiela. You have to bear with me on that pronunciation of that left winger, or that left attacking midfielder. He's got a hard name to pronounce, but I'll do my best. Gives it back to Romani there, who gives it back to Merritt in net. He then switches the play across down that left-hand side to Oliveira at left back, who then gives it to Karatashiela, but he loses the possession to Joe Gomez, who then gives it to Fabinho for Liverpool. And Harvey Elliott now attacking with the ball, who then gives it to Mo Salah, who then just passes it back to Fabinho in the midfield, who then slots it back to Van Dijk in defence here. I think Liverpool trying to slow down the pace of the game. Obviously, Napoli off to a lively start there, straight off the bat, the first minute, with a really good chance on goal. But Liverpool are now in possession with Joe Gomez, who gives it to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who then passes the ball to Bobby Firmino, but he does lose possession there, and Napoli do have the ball back here with Zielinski, who then does a long ball forward to Aussie Man again. Alisson Becker comes rushing out and heads it away to Harvey Elliott here. Napoli looking pretty good straight away from the kickoff, but it is Mo Salah now in possession, driving forward with the ball. Tries to find Bobby Firmino, but it's intercepted again by that Napoli defence. And we do have Anguissa on the ball here, who gives it back to Kim. And Kim plays a long ball forward, but it does land in the path of Van Dijk. But his touch just goes astray, and it lands back to the Napoli keeper, Merritt. Positive start so far from Napoli, though. So keep our cool heads here, though. Liverpool do. And it is Kim in possession now for Napoli. He gives it back to Merritt. Merritt boots a long ball up to Oliveira at left back here, who then finds Karatashiela. Karatashiela passes to Zielinski in the midfield. And you've got Karatashiela running down the left-hand wing, and he passes it to him. Can he get a ball into the box here? Lays one off here. On the edge of the box, takes a shot, just goes wide. That's another great chance for Napoli here. And it could have been 2-0 already. Nice, lovely start there with Zielinski with a shot on the edge of the box. And it just goes wide. Great play by Napoli again. It all started from Zielinski in the middle of the park there as well to find the ball to Kratagila, who lays it off back to Zielinski, takes a shot and it's deflected by Van Dijk, and it will be a Napoli corner kick here. Nice lively start from Napoli. It's not what we want to see though. Kind of caught us off guard here a little bit so far. Elijah says Arthur is coming on already. I don't think he is right now, but hopefully later on. What the hell are we doing? We're very lucky to get away. Yeah, I know. It's been very lively from Napoli so far. Is it a penalty kick, is it? It is a penalty. It's a penalty for Napoli here. I didn't see that at all. It was a handball by Milner in the box, and it is a Napoli penalty earlier on in the game. I just completely missed that. I assumed it was a corner kick from the initial shot, but it did touch the hand of James Milner, and it will be a penalty kick for Napoli. And it is going to be Zielinski that takes it. This is massive so far. It's a penalty. Completely missed that. It was a handball by James Milner in the box there. Crazy start so far for Napoli. Could it be 1-0 already? I was not expecting this, guys. This is not good. Right, he runs up to the spot. He takes a shot, and it's 1-0 to Napoli. It's Zielinski from the spot. Makes it 1-0 to Napoli within 5 minutes of the game starting. It's a massive, massive start for Napoli here. Poor from Liverpool. It was a handball, to be fair. Completely missed it from the first look. But yeah, it was a clear handball by James Milner in the box. Poor start from Liverpool here. 1-0 to Napoli. Guys, don't worry. It's still early days. And I think if we can withhold this pressure from Napoli earlier on, we can keep our composure. We can definitely still win this game. It's only 1-0, guys. But this poor form seems to carry on across into Europe so far. And it's a great start from Napoli. You have to give it to them, but it's not good for Liverpool. Liverpool take their kickoff here, trying to find Luis Diaz down that left-hand side. The pass is misplaced from the centre spot here, and it's back in possession of Napoli again with Di Lorenzo here. But Luis Diaz wins it back, tries to get a cross into the box here. It's deflected off the Napoli defence, and it will go out for a Liverpool corner kick. That's more like it. A bit more attack and play there by Liverpool. I do like to see it, but Napoli do get an early goal though. It's still 1-0, and we've got a corner here for Liverpool. It's going to be Trent to take the corner here. Try and find Van Dijk here from the corner kick. That'll be ideal. But a positive start so far by the Italian side. The ball comes into the area. It's cleared away by the Napoli defence here, but only as far out as to Robbo on the edge of the box here. But Osimhen does collect the ball from Robertson's header, and he does drive forward up the park here. Passes the ball into Kratagila. Kratagila is now attacking down his left-hand side. He finds Nguiza at the edge of the box, takes a shot. It's deflected off the Liverpool defence, and it's cleared away, but only as far as to Kim in the Napoli defence here. A very, very lively start so far from Napoli, and Liverpool look a bit shaky in defence so far. And it's Napoli driving forward with the ball again with Oliveira here. But Trent Alexander-Arnold does manage to win the ball back. He passes it back to Alisson. Try and maintain a bit of possession here. Liverpool need to kind of control the game a little bit more. 7 minutes played so far. Not this start we all expected. Alisson passes it back to Firmino here. Firmino back to Alisson again. Alisson boots it long. Trying to find Trent making that run down that left-hand side there, which is interesting to see. But it finds Bobby Firmino on the edge of the box here. He passes it back to James Milner, who then finds Harvey Elliott. He puts a long ball across the edge of the box, and it just goes out of play before Mo Salah can collect it. And it will be a Napoli goal kick here. Very end-to-end so far, though. If you're a neutral watching this game, it'll be a really exciting game to watch tonight. What is going on in our season? It's a dreadful start. Yeah, I agree. It's been a dreadful start so far to the season, but you've got to bear in mind the injuries that Liverpool have had this season is not great. So there is that to bear in mind as well. You did bring in Arthur in as a midfield backup, but he's not probably the first player that you wanted to bring as a midfield backup, really. I think you guys are just holding out for that Jude Bellingham signing next season. It'll be interesting to see if that happens. But yeah, you've had a fair few injuries, which is obviously unexpected, but it's definitely been a big factor into why the season's been poor. But still, though, I do feel like your team is strong in depth, so there shouldn't be a reason as to why you're losing some of these games. But we do have James Milner in possession now. He does lose it to Di Lorenzo down that left-hand side. And he goes in for a crunching tackle on Aguiza. Can he get the first card of the game? He does. James Milner, again, with a yellow card here. He's had a very poor start to the game, giving away the penalty, and then now just getting a book in here on a very crunching tackle on Aguiza. It was a very dangerous tackle there. Slid straight into his legs. Didn't win any of the ball there. Lucky to only get a yellow card. It was a strong challenge there by James Milner. Very poor start for him today. Probably could have gave Arthur the nod instead there. He's not looking like he's up to it. But Napoli do get the free kick, which they pass back to Merritt, the keeper. He then finds Lobotka in the midfield. He tries to switch the play across down to that right winger Politano, but it goes out of play for Liverpool throw, and they play it quickly to find James Milner, who's then fouled by Lobotka, and it will be a Liverpool free kick. They try to take it short, but Napoli are not letting them do so, so it is a free kick for Liverpool here. Guys, drop a like on the stream as well. Let's try and get to 100 likes by the end of the first half. I know we can do it. Got Harvey Elliott playing a long ball across the box there to Mo Salah. Takes a shot, but it's blocked by the Napoli defence there, and it's cleared away, but only as far as to Fabinho, who tries to dip a ball back into the area, but it's cleared away by the Napoli defence again, and only as far as to Joe Gomez, and Liverpool will come again in attack. Trent Alexander-Arnold trying to find Mo Salah down that right-hand side with a long ball, but it's intercepted again by Anguissa for Napoli. And Liverpool do manage to maintain that possession though still, with Robertson on that left-hand side. He passes it into James Milner into the midfield here, then to Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez being put under a lot of pressure here by the Napoli attack, but he manages to pass it back to Alisson Becker, who then finds James Milner quickly, who then gives it back to Joe Gomez, who passes it back to his keeper, Becker. Becker now to James Milner, who switches the play across down that left-hand side to find Robbo. Robbo now passing it into the centre of the park to Bobby Firmino. What I do like about Bobby Firmino is his fluidity throughout the pitch. He comes through into midfield, collects the ball, then runs forward out of the defence. Whereas Darwin Núñez, you see more as coming in, staying more kind of up front. But I do like Bobby Firmino coming into the midfield a little bit to collect the ball and pass it round and create chances as well from the midfield with Liverpool. I think that's what he brings to the team quite nicely. Whereas I see Darwin Núñez more as a target man type, poach type player. But I think Firmino has that more fluidity around him on the pitch. But it is Luis Diaz now in possession for Liverpool. He switches the play across to Mo Salah, but his pass is overhit and it goes out of play for a Napoli throw in here. 12 minutes played so far. It's been majority Napoli, but Liverpool had a good few chances. James Milner getting an early yellow card as well and giving away a penalty earlier on as well. So not a great start for the Englishman. What are your thoughts on the start of the game so far, guys? Comment down below. Liverpool next season midfield should be Harvey Elliott, Bellingham and Fabio Carvalho. Yeah, that's a good shout. I think Carvalho is looking like a really good player as well, as he got him from Fulham relatively cheap. I think he might have... Did he sign him on the end of his contract, I believe, as well, potentially? It is Osimhen again here with Napoli here. Can he get a shot on goal here? He doesn't manage to do so. It does fall to Di Lorenzo, though, from the cross, and he tries to get a head on goal, but it's cleared away nicely by Van Dijk, but only as far as to Lobotka. And Lobotka's trying to pass it through back into the box, but it's intercepted nicely, and Liverpool are on the attack here again with Bobby Firmino driving forward now. Gives it to Andy Robertson, who's attacking forward down the left-hand side. To Luis Diaz now. Gives it back to James Milner. He chooses to pass it into the area to find Robertson. He tries to get across into the box, but it goes out for a corner for Liverpool here now. We've got another corner for Liverpool. It's looking a little bit better now in the last 5 minutes. Hefty says, hi, I'm new, just subscribed. Thanks for the support, Hefty. Appreciate that a lot. Make sure you drop a like on the video as well. And you can check out the channel as well, because we do upload regular content regarding Liverpool with the news and stuff like that, transfers. So make sure you drop a subscribe and a like. But the corner does come in. It's punched away by Merritt here. And it does land in the path of Di Lorenzo, the Napoli right back. But he's put under a little bit of pressure by Harvey Elliott, so he does clear it out for a Liverpool throw-in. Robbo to take the throw-in here. Trying to find a Liverpool player to pass it to, though. He's got Fabinho in support there. He chooses to pass it back to Van Dijk instead. Van Dijk now passes it across to Joe Gomez. I do like Joe Gomez starting games now. Obviously, I think he's starting because Matip was injured. But it's good to see Joe Gomez back in the team. Obviously, it would be a bit better if we were playing well. But nonetheless, it's still good to see Joe Gomez getting those minutes again. Van Dijk now gives it to Fabinho, who then passes it back to Alisson. Alisson now to Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott running forward now with the ball. Gets tackled by the Napoli left back here. And Napoli are back in possession yet again. Now Anguissa on the ball for Napoli. He plays a nice ball forward for Osimhen. Osimhen's got a chance here. It could be another penalty there, is it, ref? No, ref says it's play on. It looked like it could have been a foul on Osimhen by Van Dijk, but I think it was a really good tackle in the end there. And he's still on the floor, Osimhen, rolling around, claiming for a penalty, but the referee's not having any of it. And Liverpool are back in possession now. With Trent Alexander-Arnold, there's a nice ball forward, but it does land in the arms of Merritt here. Tries to find Mo Salah initially from his cross. And Osimhen's still down on the floor here. I don't know if he's actually injured here, or he's just trying to claim for a penalty. I'm not too sure what's going through his mind here. He might be injured here. Becker is having a little chat with him, Alisson. But I don't think there was much in it in terms of it being a penalty. But he might actually be in a bit of pain here. I think VAR are checking the penalty check, though, to see if it is a penalty. The referee's going across to the screen now. Could it be a second penalty for Napoli this game? The referee is now checking on the screen for the VAR. Osimhen was staying on the floor the whole time throughout the Liverpool attack there. But the referee's going to check it out. We'll have a little look at to give our opinions on it as well. See if it could be a penalty. If you are watching the game, give me your thoughts. Was it a penalty or was it not a penalty? This is horrible, just atrocious. Is Fabinho even in the game? I think Milner's been the standout bad performance tonight. No, not a penalty in my opinion. No chance. No. That can't be a penalty, ref. Van Dijk didn't even challenge him. It looked like Osimhen tripped over Van Dijk. Van Dijk tripped over Osimhen more than anything. If that's a penalty, then football's gone soft. I'm not having that as a penalty. Still not good enough nonetheless, but that's definitely not a penalty, in my opinion. What's the referee going to say here? He's getting it as a penalty. That's not a penalty, ref. It's a penalty to Napoli again. A second penalty for Napoli. That is a poor decision by the referee there. That is not a penalty in my eyes. Do you think that's a penalty? I don't think that's a penalty at all. Van Dijk got a yellow card for it. I don't think that was a penalty in my opinion. The referee's given it nonetheless. And it looked like Osimhen was trying to get the ball, put his leg out to the ball, and Van Dijk ran into his leg, and they both tripped over. I'm not too sure about that one. Osimhen's taken this penalty, though, instead of Zielinski. He did win the penalty, so it makes sense, I suppose. But it could be 2-0 here within 20 minutes, guys. He's running up to the spot now. It's Osimhen to take the penalty. It's a slow run up. He takes a shot. Saved by Alisson Becker here. The follow-up shot by Di Lorenzo over the bar. Great save by Alisson. And it stays 1-0 for now. Great save by Alisson. Kept Liverpool in this game early on here. Could have been an atrocious start now. But it stays 1-0 for now. And it is Joe Gomez on the ball for Liverpool. Guys, did you actually think that was a penalty? I don't think it was. It is Trent Alexander-Arnold Switching the play across now to Andy Robertson down that left-hand side. It's a lovely pass by Trent. Can Andy Robertson make something happen here? He plays it back to Milner. Milner switches it across again for Joe Gomez to collect. Joe Gomez now to Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott now to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Then to Mo Salah. But Mo Salah's touch is misplaced and it's cleared out for a Liverpool throw-in in Napoli's half here. Yeah, Veno Fox says no, it wasn't. I don't think it was either. I think it was very, very weak. Bobby Firmino in possession now. Gives it to Harvey Elliott. Back to Bobby Firmino. Back to Harvey Elliott again. He plays it across the park now to Van Dijk. Back in defence. Van Dijk now to James Milner. James Milner now finds Andy Robertson. He gives it back to Van Dijk. Then back to Robertson again. Plays it into Elliott in the midfield here, but he does lose possession. And it is Napoli on the attack again. Got Osimhen making a run here. It is Kratagila making that run. It gives it down to Di Lorenzo down that right-hand side for Napoli to collect. He's running forward at the Liverpool defence here. More specifically, Andy Robertson gets a ball across the box. Alisson collects it. That's close though. Osimhen could have got a header on that. A good ball in the box there. What is going on here though? It's a very, very good start by Napoli, but a very, very poor start by Liverpool. Got Trent Alexander-Arnold giving the ball to Fabinho here. Fabinho now passes the ball across the park to James Milner. Then to Andy Robertson. Robertson now to Diaz. Diaz now been put under a lot of pressure by the Napoli defence. Diaz does find Fabinho. Fabinho is fouled here on the edge of the box. And it is going to be a Liverpool free kick. Good chance here for Liverpool to dip a ball into the area. Hopefully we appoint Thomas Tuchel tomorrow. A good manager to have and rescue our season before it's too late. I don't think Klopp's going anywhere at the moment. I don't think Klopp should be sacked by any means. I just think it's probably due to the injury situation more than anything. But Robbo to take the free kick now. Can he get a good ball in the area here? Sorry. Trent takes it instead. Oh, it's a really good shot actually in the end, but it just goes over the bars. I thought he would have dipped the ball into the area, but it's a shot by Trent. It just goes over the bar. Quite close, to be fair. What I can see, Napoli is the better team at the moment, not going to lie. Yeah, I'd agree. Napoli have been the better side for the first 22 minutes here. But there's still plenty of time left to play. It's only 1-0. It could have been 2. It will be a Liverpool corner as well, as Siri mentioned there. It's a good save by Merritt for the Trent Alexander-Arnold. Nice free kick. The ball comes in from the corner here. Osimhen does head it away for Napoli, but Harvey Elliott does win it back from their potential counter-attack, and it goes out for another Liverpool corner here. This is a bit more like it. I do like seeing this. It's corner again for Liverpool. They put the ball into the area. Punched away by Merritt. Only as far as to Trent Alexander-Arnold on the edge of the box here. Gets a dipping ball into the area. It's Mo Salah, but the touch is poor by Mo Salah, and it goes out for a goal kick for Napoli. He should have done better with that touch there. It's a really good chance for Mo Salah. He was onside, clearly. His first time touch was just really, really poor. Couldn't control it. I don't think he even got a touch of the ball, to be fair. Napoli are now in possession from the goal kick. They play the ball up the park, but Liverpool do win the header, and it's now Harvey Elliott in possession for Liverpool. Gives it back to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who then finds Fabinho in the midfield here. He then switches the play across to Andy Robertson down that left-hand side. Can he find a player making a run? He gives it to Luis Diaz, who's dribbling past Di Lorenzo here. He chooses to pass it back to Milner, though. He gives it back to Fabinho. It's a short-placed pass, but Fabinho does manage to maintain that possession and give it back to Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez now passing it to Van Dijk. Van Dijk slowly moving forward with the ball. Gives it to Robbo down that left-hand side. He sees Diaz there in the box. He manages to pass it to him. He weaves him out of one player, lays it off to Trent Alexander-Arnold, takes a shot, it just goes over the bar, and it's going to be another goal kick for Napoli. I love watching Diaz play. Such a skillful player, and it's so good to see him on the ball. Such great agility and skill in his locker, and it's always amazing to watch him play. Really quick on his feet when he has the ball, gets in and out of his defenders. If we can draw at least 1 point, we need it. I don't know, guys. I think you can still win this game. I think just get yourselves into the game a little bit more. It's only 1-0. It could have been a lot worse. Obviously, we missed the penalty, luckily, but rightfully so. I don't think it was a penalty initially, but it is Napoli in possession now with Romani at centre-back. Gives it to Di Lorenzo. He sees Osimhen making a run, but he just overhit the pass. But Osimhen still just collect the ball, but the linesman calls it for offside. But he's very dangerous so far, that Osimhen guy, making those really good creative runs going forward. And it was offside, to be fair, but he's been a bit of a danger for Liverpool defence so far, despite missing this penalty. Liverpool now back in possession now with Diaz down the left-hand side, but the pass to Diaz was called for offside, and it is a Napoli free kick. Napoli take their free kick short, give it to Di Lorenzo, who then gives it to the midfield player for Napoli. Back to Di Lorenzo, making a run down that right-hand side, but Luis Diaz does win that ball back. He gives it to Robertson, who's making an overlap and run. He's driving forward now with the ball, gives it to Bobby Firmino, down to Harvey Elliott on the edge of the box, finds Mo Salah in the box, cleared away by the Napoli defence. Good chance by Liverpool. Falls back out to James Milner here. Hits it first time across the park down to Trent Alexander-Arnold down that right-hand side, who lays it off back to Fabinho, back in midfield. Back to Trent down that right-hand side. Can he get a ball into the area? He managed to do so, but it was a quite highly hit ball, and it lands to the feet of Robertson, who then lays it off to Harvey Elliott on the edge of the box, who then lays it back to Fabinho, who then slots a pass down to Trent down that right-hand side. He gets another ball into the area. It's headed by Bobby Firmino. It just goes over the bar. And is that a corner kick or is that out for a goal kick? I think it's a corner kick for Liverpool here. I think it took a deflection off the Napoli defender, but that's a little bit better by Liverpool. Trent's having a good game so far, and so is Alisson. But Trent looks really lively down that right-hand side. He was a bit quiet in that Merseyside derby the other day there, so it's good to see him getting back to form in this game. And he will take the corner kick as well. The ball comes into the box, headed away by the Napoli defence there, but falls into the feet of Harvey Elliott here, who then lays it back to Joe Gomez. He sees Trent Alexander-Arnold as he puts the ball up to him down the right-hand side. He dips the ball into the area, but it's headed away again by the Napoli defence. But it falls back out to Trent, who's then tackled by Anguissa. And Napoli are now attacking down that right-hand side with Di Lorenzo. It's a very, very end-to-end game so far. And Di Lorenzo sees Osimhen making that run, but it's swept quite comfortably by Joe Gomez. And no, but Joe Gomez loses possession. It's down to Osimhen here. Osimhen switches it across. Oh, it's a goal line clearance by Van Dijk. Great opportunity. Sheila had an open net to score from there. And Van Dijk makes a brilliant goal line clearance there for Liverpool to stay in the game. Joe Gomez made a really poor error there. He won the ball back there off Osimhen, but then lost it straight away. And Osimhen ran forward, sweated it across to Sheila, who had an open net to score from, but Van Dijk clears it off the line. It's a brilliant, brilliant defensive work by Van Dijk there, but poor from Joe Gomez. And it will be a Napoli corner kick. Every chance Napoli have had so far, the Liverpool defence do look really shaky. The ball comes into the area. It falls to the Napoli mid-player on the edge of the box. I think it's a shot first time and it goes way over the bar. It will be a Liverpool goal kick. Comment down below as well if you're a Napoli fan watching this game as well. It'll be interesting to see. It is Joe Gomez now booting the ball long, trying to find Mo Salah down that right-hand side, but it's headed away by the Napoli defence there. But it does land to Joe Gomez, who wins the ball back here, and he boots a long ball forward again for Mo Salah to try and collect, which he manages to do so, but it's out of play, and it goes out for a Napoli throwing. But it's good to see Salah getting involved in this game quite a lot down that right-hand side with him and Trent linking up. Great defending by Van Dijk, though. How many times do we hear that? Arsene Lupin, Napoli. Got a couple of Napoli fans in here, which is good to see. Got Fabinho in possession now for Liverpool. He gives it back to Trent, who then lays it off back to Joe Gomez. He's got Van Dijk there in support, which he uses. Van Dijk now with the ball. He passes it across the park to Robertson down that left side of the pitch, who then lays it off back to Van Dijk, who then passes it across to Joe Gomez again to collect. Joe Gomez now back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk with a pass back to Alisson there. So far, though, this Osimhen guy, I know he's a Nigerian international. He's a really good little striker. I believe he's quite young as well. He's like 25, I think he is. He's coming into his prime a little bit. He looks like quite a good striker. I'm surprised no one snapped him up. It's Harvey Elliott now for Liverpool. He gives it to Trent. Trent does a nice ball forward for Mo Salah. Mo Salah takes a shot first time, but saved by Merritt. Good chance there for Liverpool. I think Mo Salah kicking himself a little bit there. He probably could have targeted a little bit better into one of the corners, but it was a hard shot to take because he kind of turned. He had his back facing to goal when he initially received the ball. He had kind of turned and shot first time. It was a good bit of play there by Liverpool and a good chance there for Mo Salah, but it was a quite comfortable save in the end for Merritt to collect the ball. But it is Liverpool back in possession here again, with Trent Alexander-Arnold, who headers it back to Joe Gomez, who then loses possession again here, with Kvaratskhelia collecting the ball off Joe Gomez. Kvaratskhelia getting past Joe Gomez. Can he get a ball into the box? He lays it off back to Nguiza. Nguiza now on the ball. Nguiza now to Jotla. Nguiza takes a shot. It's 2-0 Napoli. This is terrible defending by Joe Gomez. Absolutely terrible. It's 2-0 to Napoli with Nguiza getting the second here. Really, really poor defending by Joe Gomez yet again. He's given away so many chances to these attacking players for Napoli. It's 2-0. Get Joe Gomez off the pitch. Been really, really poor so far. Joe Gomez looks out of his depth here with Osimhen constantly putting pressure on him. And that Kvaratskhelia guy as well looks really, really solid. But it's Nguiza with the goal in the end. Kvaratskhelia the one winning the ball off Joe Gomez in the end. But really, really poor spatial awareness by Joe Gomez. Good link-up play with Nguiza and Zielinski there to make a little play, make a goal happen. Nice 1-2, and it cuts the Liverpool defence open, and he slots it away for a nice, easy finish to make it 2-0 to Napoli. Excuse me. Guys, what are your thoughts so far on this? This is a really, really poor start by Liverpool. They've had a fair few chances themselves, but Napoli are clinical. That's the issue here. And Napoli are back in possession yet again, with the keeper Merritt collecting a long pass from the Liverpool defence there. And it is, again, Napoli driving forward with Kvaratskhelia again down that left-hand side. But the pass to Kvaratskhelia is overhit and it goes out for a Liverpool throw-in their own half. But a great start for Liverpool so far. And as you can see, it's 1-0 to Bayern Munich in the game against Inter Milan. I wonder if it's Sadio Mane that scored that. It'll be interesting to see. Joe Gomez has been poor, guys, hasn't he? He's been really, really poor so far. But nonetheless, it is Liverpool now on the attack with Luis Diaz. He tries to find a pass to give it to Bobby Firmino, but his pass intercepted, but he does win it back in the end. And again, he tries to pass it, but he has fouled, so it will be a Liverpool free kick here for about 40 yards out. A good opportunity for Trent to get a ball into the area and try and find Van Dijk on the end of it, or someone like that to win a header. Quite a physical game so far. Liverpool having a lot of chances. Makes me wonder, should Darwin Núñez be on the pitch for these set pieces to try and get his head onto them? It'd be interesting if he does come on later on, if Klopp does recognise that Napoli are playing quite physical here and giving away a lot of set pieces for Liverpool to take. But it is going to be Trent that dips the ball into the area. It's Van Dijk that gets a head onto it, but saved nicely there by Merritt. But Bobby Firmino does win the ball back here. Bobby Firmino on the right side of the box. Can he make something happen? No, he's tackled quite comfortably there by Oliveira. And Oliveira does clear it away for a Liverpool throw-in. What are we saying, guys? Núñez on for the second half? But that was a good header by Van Dijk, but a brilliant save by Merritt to get his hand onto it. Well, honestly, you're lucky to make it top four, but absolutely abysmal at defending. What's going on? Yeah, it's been poor so far. The season in general, really, it's not been great. I don't think with this game, Van Dijk hasn't really put a foot wrong. Obviously, the penalty that he kind of conceded earlier on is obviously one thing, but in my personal opinion, I think a lot of you guys agree with me, it wasn't actually a penalty. He does find himself on a yellow card as well, so he has to be a bit careful. But he's been somewhat okay this game, but Joe Gomez has been absolutely terrible at the back. But speaking of the man Joe Gomez, he does pass it out to Mo Salah down that right-hand side here. Mo Salah's on the ball trying to weave in and out of the Napoli defence. He chooses to pass it back to Harvey Elliott, who then gives it to Trent Alexander-Arnold here. Harvey Elliott now switching the play across to Robertson, who does collect the ball. He passes it first time to Luis Diaz here. Diaz passing it back to Fabinho. Fabinho then passing it back to Diaz. Diaz now driving forward through the Napoli midfield. Can he make something happen here? He is a man, if anyone, that can make something happen. He finds Milner instead. Milner gets a nice ball into the area. To Harvey Elliott, takes a shot first time. It just goes wide. And there's a really good chance for Harvey Elliott to score there. It goes wide for a Napoli goal kick. It's a great ball by Milner, to be fair to him, to find Harvey Elliott. And it will go out for a Napoli goal kick. He probably should have finished that, to be honest, or at least get it on target. But that's a little bit better by Liverpool there on the attack. Fair play to Milner. It was a nice ball into Harvey Elliott. I think it was headed on initially by the Napoli defence to find Harvey Elliott. But he still put the ball into the danger area, which we like to see. Guys, we're on 73 likes on the stream so far. Keep smashing that like button. We're trying to get to 100 before the half-time. We've still got about 10 minutes left of normal time, plus injury time here. It is Napoli in possession again here, playing at the back. Using Kim, who passes it to Oliveira. Oliveira's pass to try and find Kratagila is intercepted, and Mo Salah is now in possession for Liverpool. He hits it first time, and it lands into the path of Merritt quite comfortably. He does go down to the floor to collect the ball. And Napoli do have possession yet again. But I'm shocked, though. I'm absolutely shocked with this game so far. 2-0, was not expecting it. It is Anguissa now in possession for Napoli. Passes it across to Oliveira. Now Anguissa again. And Lobotka is fouled in the centre of the park here, and it will be a Napoli free kick in their own half. I think they're going to play it quickly. Interesting start to the group, though. I was expecting the Ajax and Rangers game to be close, but it was obviously a very strong game for Ajax, winning it 4-0. And I was expecting Liverpool to win this one fairly comfortably, but Napoli are surprising us all here. But what I will say, despite the poor performance of Liverpool, Trent Alexander-Arnold yet again has been that standout player for us. Looks really, really lethal down that right-hand side. And it is Napoli in possession again here with Merritt on the ball. He's had a good game himself, to be fair, Merritt. When Liverpool have had a chance, he's made some few good saves. Yeah, that's a fair point, guys. And bear in mind, it is still the first UCL match, but you do want to get off to a strong start, even though you've got another 5 games to play afterwards. But it's important that you get off to a strong start. It is Liverpool in possession now with Robertson down that left-hand side. He gets a ball into the area, trying to find Bobby Firmino on the end of it, but he's headed away by the Napoli defence. And we've now got Oliveira driving forward of the ball, but is tackled by Harvey Elliott, and it goes out for a Napoli throw-in. What I will say, though, if the approach is to play down the left and the right, getting balls into the area, then get Darwin Núñez on the pitch, get him in the area, he's a physical presence in the box. As much as I love Bobby Firmino, he's not exactly the biggest player in the world. He's not going to win these aerial battles when it comes to the tall Napoli defenders. So you would want Darwin Núñez to be in the area when these balls do come into the box. So it's definitely something to bear in mind for the second half. Hopefully he can on and make a little bit of a difference. But it is Bobby Firmino now on the ball for Liverpool down that left-hand side. He gets the ball into the area to try and find Harvey Elliott, which he does. He lays it off to Trent, takes a shot first time, but it's blocked by the Napoli defenders there. But it falls back to Harvey Elliott's feet again. Harvey Elliott dips the ball into the area, cleared away again by Romani, the Napoli defender. But it comes back to Andy Robertson here, but he's tackled nicely by Anguissa, and Anguissa is fouled, and it will be a Napoli free kick. Interesting start so far, though. Yeah, I think the stadium is full tonight, guys. I think it is completely sold out, which we love to see on a European night. I'm sure the away fans will be in full support for their team as well. We've got Di Lorenzo on the ball now. Gives it back to Romani, sorry. Romani gives it across to Oliveira at left back. He sees Kvaratskhelia making a run forward. He tries to pass it to him, but it's intercepted nicely by Fabinho. Fabinho passes it across to Harvey Elliott here. He finds Mo Salah down that right-hand side. Back to Harvey Elliott again. This is a nice play by Liverpool here with Mo Salah getting the ball into the area. But it's cleared away again by Napoli for a Liverpool corner kick. Let's try and get one back before half-time here. That would be ideal. Bear in mind, it could be a lot worse. It could be 3-0 with that penalty. And or 4-0 if you count that Van Dijk clearance as well off the line. So Liverpool can count themselves lucky as well. But it is only 2-0 this game so far. A Napoli player is receiving treatment here on the edge of their box. It is Osimhen. He's just got a few medics on the pitch here to have a look at him. But I think he will be fine. Let's have a little look. I'm not too sure what's happening here. I think he might be coming off, actually. I think Osimhen's coming off injured, guys, which is a big blow for Napoli and is a positive for Liverpool. I think he's pulled a muscle here when he was running for a previous attack there. It looked like he pulled up a bit short. Yeah, he's coming off the pitch, guys. Osimhen is coming off the pitch. He's probably one of the standout players for Napoli tonight so far. So this is big. This is big for... Koundé is a must sign him. If we sign Koundé, then our defence is unstoppable. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, though, because he just joined Barcelona. Giovanni Simeone is coming on for Victor Osimhen. Upsetting night for him and Napoli fans, but positive for you, for the Liverpool fans out there as well. Yeah, I think Chelsea were trying to get Koundé all summer, weren't they? But they couldn't get a deal over the line. Van Dijk there from the corner kick for Liverpool almost has a chance there. It kind of bounces off his foot and tests the Napoli keeper, but he does manage to save it nonetheless. But it's a good chance there for Liverpool from the corner kick. And it is Napoli attacking now down the right-hand side with Di Lorenzo. But his pass is intercepted and it falls into the path of Mo Salah here. He gives it off to Luis Diaz down that left-hand side. Liverpool have a chance to get a goal back before half-time. Luis Diaz is running forward, intercepted nicely by Romani, and it goes out for another Liverpool corner kick here. This is quite a bit better by Liverpool here. I've just timed out that spammer in the chat as well, guys, so don't worry about that. But Liverpool do have a corner here. The ball comes into the area. Almost won by Van Dijk, but it falls into the path of Zielinski here for Napoli. He sees Giovanni making a run up forward, but Alisson Becker does come out and collect it first, and he boots it away into the path of Anguissa again, but it falls to Andy Robertson. That was a good chance for Napoli there, but good quick thinking by Alisson to come out of his spot and collect the ball before it was any more danger for Liverpool. But Napoli do clear Liverpool's attack away, but only into the path of Trent Alexander-Arnold. He tries to do a long ball forward to try and find Mo Salah, but that's intercepted. And now it is Napoli down the attack again, down that left-hand side with Kvaratskhelia and Oliveira in support. They choose to pass it back to Anguissa in the midfield. 43 minutes played so far, guys. 2 minutes of normal time left to play, plus injury time. There might be about 2 minutes of injury time due to Osimhen coming off the park. Anguissa now passes back to Romani. Romani switches it across to Oliveira down that left-hand side for Napoli. And Liverpool do win back the possession with Bobby Firmino, but he does lose it again straight away with Zielinski. And it is Nguiza again for Napoli, driving forward for that midfield with Oliveira and support. He does choose to use Oliveira, passing it out to him there. Now to Kratagila down that left-hand side. He does a nice pass past Trent Alexander-Arnold. And then now past Joe Gomez. The ball comes to the area. It's 3-0 Napoli. And it's Giovanni Simeone for Napoli to make it 3-0. And this has gone from bad to worse for Liverpool tonight. It's 3-0 to Napoli on the 44th minute here. This is diabolical defending yet again from Joe Gomez. And I have to say, it was poor defending from Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. And it is 3-0 to Napoli. This is terrible, terrible times to be a Liverpool fan. And I'm absolutely fuming with that. That was terrible defending by Liverpool. And it's Simeone, the substitution, who came on for Osimhen, who makes it number 3 for Napoli tonight. Guys, this is similar to the Ajax game I watched earlier on. It was 3-0 by half-time as well, and that finished 4-0 in the end. But this is absolutely atrocious defending again. Not by only Joe Gomez, but by Trent initially, by Kratagila, who's done really well there, to be fair, to get a ball into the area. It's 3-0 to Napoli. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? This is really, really poor. Let's fight. We need to have our heads up. I 100% agree. I think Klopp will give him a little bit of a telling in the dressing room at half time. He needs to make some changes here. He needs to make some changes. Bobby Firmino has been somewhat silent in this game. For me, Darwin Núñez needs to come on in the second half. You need to take Milner off and you need to take Joe Gomez off as well. They are my 3 substitutions that I will make in the second half if I was Klopp. I'll bring on Arthur, give him a chance in a Liverpool shirt for the second half. Bring on Darwin Núñez and take off Joe Gomez. He needs to come off the pitch. It is 2 minutes of stoppage time here. And Napoli do win a free kick after Zielinski was fouled. Napoli fans are absolutely loving it, but I think the Liverpool fans have their heads in their hands because this is really, really poor. It is Romani now for Napoli. The centre-back just passing it around the back now. He finds Nguiza. Nguiza now to Kim. Kim back to Romani. Romani then finds Di Lorenzo on that right-hand side. And another Simeone's fouled then. It's going to be another Napoli free kick. But really, really good play by that Kratagila. He looks really, really good. I'm going to have a look at him at half time, see where he's from. And I've never really heard of him before, but he looks like a really, really good player down that left-hand side. I wonder if he's a young player or if he's a kind of experienced or not. I'm not too sure. I don't really know much about him. But he's been really, really good for Napoli so far. And that is half-time, guys. It's 3-0 at half-time. Poor start for the first half for Liverpool. Quickly, give me your thoughts on that first half. And what substitutions will you make if you were Klopp at half-time? I mentioned it a second ago. I'll take off Joe Gomez, I'll take off Firmino, and I'll take off James Milner. Let me know who you'll bring on if you were Klopp right now. Salah just isn't doing it. Klopp has to see this, needs to find a different way. Liverpool is so bad we might not even make the group. I think you're fine in terms of making the group, but I think, teams like, you got Rangers yet to play, you've still got Ajax to play as well. You're more than capable of beating these teams. And you still got the second game against Napoli as well when you were at Anfield, so it's going to be a lot of different story back then. Take off Gomez, Milner. Yeah, 100% agree with you guys there. What you said about Bobby Firmino, I think Bobby Firmino should come off because it seems like we're playing a lot of attacks down the wings and stuff like that with Robbo and Trent, and just no aerial presence in the box when those balls do come in. And I think Darwin Núñez can be that person to potentially get on the end of them crosses. Trent is also in bad form. Yeah, he wasn't too bad for the first half. I mean, the third goal he probably was kind of held somewhat accountable for. But in terms of going forward, he's been nothing short of brilliant. Really, he's been really good, fairly creative. It's just hard to That's why I think we should bring Nunes on because it's hard to get assists and stuff like that if no one's winning these amazing balls that you put into the area. Guys, it could have been four. They had a penalty they missed as well, and obviously they had that thing as well. Could have been five. Yeah. Right, guys, I'm gonna take a little break for 10 minutes. Get a water or something like that, and then we're back for the second half. But keep putting your suggestions down below who you'll bring on if you want. But I'll be back in 10 minutes, guys. All right. And guys, we're back for the second half now. Hopefully we can get a better performance in the second half than the first half, because it wasn't great. Let's all be honest with ourselves. I'll have a little read through the chat quickly as well, see what you guys are saying. Make sure you drop a like on the video as well, guys. I'm nearly at 100 likes on this stream, and that'd be massively appreciated. I'll quickly update you guys if there is any substitutions that have taken place for the second half as well. Have a little look. See if Klopp's made any changes. Be a shame if he didn't, because I think you do need to get someone else on the park. Yeah, a lot of people are saying Gomez is shocking, defensive shambles. Yeah, 100% agree. I was kind of sticking up for Van Dijk earlier on in the game, but I think he's been poor as well. Obviously made that good goal line clearance at the start, but it's not been amazing, really. Yeah, Joel Matip has come on the park over Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez has come off the pitch now, guys, which is big news. I think Joe Gomez's confidence might be a little bit knocked from that, but if you have a bad game like he has had tonight, you can't really justify keeping him on the pitch. But Matip is now on the park, which is good to see. It's a tough call, but it needs to be done when someone like Joe Gomez has had a stinking game like he has had tonight. But it will be Liverpool kicking us underway again for the second half. Klopp must go like Tuchel. Nah, I disagree with that. I don't think it's Klopp's fault, really. He's obviously needs to change something, but I think for what he's done for the club, he does deserve to have a bit more time. I think even Tuchel deserved more time than he had at Chelsea, but performances do talk, and it's been a poor start for both teams, really, both Liverpool and Chelsea. At least you're not losing to Dynamo Zagreb, I suppose. It's a little bit worse than losing to Napoli, but it is Liverpool on the attack now straight away, and it is Luis Diaz down that left-hand side, using his quick feet, trying to get past the Napoli defence, which he does do so. He finds Bobby Firmino there, and he goes out for an early corner kick for Liverpool. A nice positive start to the second half. Let's try and get a nice early goal for the second half and try and claw back some of those goals that we conceded earlier on. I don't think it'll be as poor as the first half. I don't see Klopp letting the team go out the way they did in the first half. But the corner comes in, it's headed away, and it's Matip with the first header of the game from the corner kick. It tests the keeper, but the keeper does make a great save. A nice early chance there for Liverpool from the corner kick. And Matip showing already what he can do from those set pieces. And I love to see it. But Matip is already making an impact straight away. But Napoli are now on the attack here. Shot and goal. It's 4-0 for Napoli. It's 4-0 Napoli. Oh my God, it's 4-0 Napoli. What am I just seen? It's 4-0 Napoli. Oh my God. Liverpool defence is an absolute shambles here. 4-0. It's a great first save by Alisson, but it was parred straight back out to the striker that took an initial shot. Oh my days. 4-0 Napoli. And it's Piotr Zielinski for a second goal of the game. He scored the first penalty earlier on in the game. A brilliant ball from the right back, Di Lorenzo initially. First shot was saved by Alisson, but it's pushed back right back out on Zielinski's path, and he takes a second shot and it goes straight in the back of the net, and it's 4-0 Napoli, guys. I can't believe this. Klopp's going to be absolutely raging with that. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? This is mental. I was not expecting this coming into this game today. Really, really poor. But it is Robertson now in possession for Liverpool. Gives it to James Milner. Back to Van Dijk here. And was it Joe Gomez that was the problem? I don't know. This is not very good at all. It's Mo Salah now for Liverpool. Gives it to Harvey Elliott down that right-hand side. He tries to dribble it past Oliveira, but it goes out for a Liverpool throw, and he passes it straight back to Matip from the throw in there. 4-0. Absolutely mental scenes here in the pools. James Milner now in possession for Liverpool. It gives it to Harvey Elliott, heads it straight into the path of the Napoli defender, Romani. Romani gives it to Katashila. Katashila now passes it across to Di Lorenzo down that right-hand side. But Liverpool do win the possession back here. And takes a shot on target. It's 4-1 now. Liverpool do get a goal back. It is James Milner with the strike. Makes it 4-1. Was it James Milner? Let's have a little look. Got one back, guys. It was Andy Robertson, Andy Robertson with the goal there. Makes it 4-1. Cuts in the inside. Was it Robertson? No, my bad. It was Luis Diaz. Sorry, guys. Luis Diaz gets the first goal for Liverpool tonight. Makes it 4-1. Would have preferred that goal if it was before Napoli's fourth. But nonetheless, Liverpool do score. Make it 4-1. A quick comeback there. That is good to see. But we're still 4-1 down. No celebration from Diaz. They collect the ball straight out of the net, and it is 4-1 to Liverpool, to Napoli here still. But it's Napoli in possession now from Di Lorenzo down that right-hand side. That's a little bit better from Liverpool now. Can we get a comeback? That'd be a massive, one of the biggest nights in Europe if this happens. And Liverpool do get a free kick here after Simeone fouls Bobby Firmino there. Fabinho now in possession for Liverpool. Gives it to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Diaz with the goal, guys. I do apologise. It was really quick come in. I did not expect that to happen. Napoli defenders do pass it back to the goalkeeper who boots out of play, and it goes for a Liverpool throw-in. Sub Milner. Make your mind up. The comeback, boys. Liverpool will come back. We still have to fight. We never give up. Guys, it's possible. Get another goal now, then it is possible. It's Joel Matip now in possession for Liverpool. Gives it to Van Dijk here. Yeah, Liverpool just scored, yeah. 4-1, guys. It was Diaz. Good goal as well, to be fair. It's Alisson now in possession for Liverpool. Come on, guys. Got a big 40 minutes left to play now. Get a goal every 10 minutes and we'll be set on our way. What are we saying, guys? 5-4 Liverpool? 5-4? I remember a few years back, Chelsea were down 4-1 against Ajax. They drew the game 4-4 in the end, which was a big comeback. And obviously, Liverpool have had a fair few good comebacks in the past in European football. It is possible, guys. But Liverpool on the attack now again with Luis Diaz. Takes a shot just over the bar. Still 4-1. That's a really good chance for Luis Diaz to make it 4-2 there. He's claiming for a corner kick. I think it is a corner kick, but the referee's given a goal kick for Napoli here. There's a good chance for Diaz again. It would have been so much better if we didn't concede that early goal to make it 4-0. But nonetheless, it's still 4-1, guys. And we're looking a bit more positive now, a bit more momentum in the players' strides with the ball. But it is Napoli in possession now with Kim on the ball. He tries to find Lebetska, but it's intercepted, and it falls to Harvey Elliott here down that right-hand side. Harvey Elliott now finding Trent Alexander-Arnold. Can he make something happen? We know how deadly his crosses are into the box, but he gives it back to Joel Matip instead. Back to Trent Alexander-Arnold now. Trent back to Matip. Matip finds Fabinho in the midfield. Back to Matip again, who then gives it to Van Dijk. Van Dijk now gives it to Andy Robertson. Robertson now back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk to Matip. Matip now doing a long ball forward, trying to find James Milner, but it's intercepted by Anguissa. And Anguissa's now pushing forward down that midfield, trying to find support in the attack, which he does. He gives it to Portano down that right-hand side. Now Portano gives it back to Anguissa. And Napoli on the attack here now. They pass it back to their defenders here, who then do a long ball forward, trying to find Oliveira down that left-hand side, which they managed to do so. And now it's Kvaratskhelia coming into the box, trying to get in and out of the defenders. But Matip makes a great defensive tackle there. And Liverpool are now potentially up for the counter-attack with Mo Salah. Then a long ball forward to Bobby Firmino, but Merritt does come rushing out and clears it away for Napoli. And it goes into the path of Alisson just to kick it away. But guys, Liverpool are looking slightly better now on the attack. Get Nunes on, I'd say. Get Nunes on. But it's Harvey Elliott now. Gives it to Trent Alexander-Arnold. He then finds Bobby Firmino. Bobby Firmino now giving it to Diaz down that left-hand side. Robertson now. Robertson with the ball into the box. Deflected into the keeper. Good chance there by Robertson. Merritt collects the ball though. This is looking better for Liverpool now. We need another goal to give us a bit more hope. But Napoli now in possession with the keeper, Merritt. He passes it short to Kim, who is Koulibaly's replacement at Napoli. He then gives it to Oliveira, who then gives it to Lebecka. But that ball is intercepted to Mo Salah. Mo Salah has a chance here. It goes out for a Liverpool corner. This is great football by Liverpool now. Can we make something happen from this corner kick? Make it 4-2, please. I don't know Napoli. Are they any good? Well, I said before the game, I thought they were a bit more weakened now than they were in previous years. And it springs to mind when they played on Maurizio Sarri that they were a really good side to play against. But they lost a lot of players since then. But they're still playing really, really well. And the ball comes into the area for the corner kick, but it is cleared away by the Napoli defence. But it falls into the path of Andy Robertson here. He tries to do a long ball forward, but it is intercepted by Hebeka here. And now Anguiza's pushing forward for Napoli. He's running down that midfield. He tries to do an outside of the boot pass to Simeone, but it is intercepted nicely by Matip. And the referee calls for offside, and it will be a Liverpool free kick, which is taken quickly now by James Milner. James Milner now to Fabinho. Fabinho now finding Trent Alexander-Arnold down that right-hand side. He then finds Bobby Firmino. Firmino now to Fabinho. Fabinho down to Firmino again. Now back to Milner. Milner to Van Dijk. Van Dijk now giving it to Matip. Matip doing a long ball to Diaz. Diaz switching play now across to Harvey Elliott down that right-hand side. Can he make something happen? He does a nice little cross to the box. Tries to find a header of Andy Robertson, but is intercepted by the Napoli defence. And they're trying to get a corner kick here. Nope. It goes out for a Napoli throw-in. And Portano did well there to withstand the Liverpool pressure. But it's looking a little bit better now for Liverpool. Our goals are coming soon. Hopefully, guys. Hopefully. I'll take a draw out of this game. I'll take a draw. But it is now Napoli in possession with Di Lorenzo. Down that right-hand side, he gives it back to his defender, Romani. Romani now gives it to Zielinski. Zielinski's pass to try and find Portano is intercepted by Van Dijk. And Liverpool are back in possession now with James Milner, who then finds Bobby Firmino, who then finds Mo Salah. Back to Bobby Firmino again. Gives it to Andy Robertson here down that left-hand side. Can get a ball into the area. He can, but it's a bit of a weak pass and it's headed away by the Napoli defence. And now Napoli are attacking on the counter-attack now with Cargila. And Cargila is now driving forward down that left-hand side for Napoli. He's been a danger man down that left-hand side so far. He takes a shot. It's blocked by Matip. And Liverpool collect it with Harvey Elliott. But Harvey Elliott is tackled and fouled. And it will be a Liverpool free kick here. But Liverpool will need to be careful when Napoli break on that counter-attack. Because that Cargila guy is a really deadly threat down that left-hand side. He's been a great player for them so far this game. They're just replaying Diaz's goal. It was a lovely finish by Diaz to slot it into the bottom right corner of the net. But I think Napoli are now making a substitution, and it's going to be Zerbin coming on the park now for, let's have a little look, Cartagila. Cartagila is now coming off, which is a big statement by Napoli. He's been a brilliant player so far today, but Alicesso Zerbin is coming on for Cartagila. And Lozano, the Mexican, is coming on for Politano for Napoli as well, guys. It's a double substitution for Napoli. Obviously, Lozano was a great youngster a few years ago. He came from PSV to join Napoli, but he's obviously started today's game on the bench, but he could be a little bit of a threat down that right-hand side for Napoli. It'll be interesting to see what will happen with him. We've got Van Dijk in possession now for Liverpool. He gives it past to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who quickly passes it back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk now gives it to Matip, back to Van Dijk again. Now to Andy Robertson. Robertson now back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk then passes it back to Alisson. Alisson now passes short to Matip. Matip across down to Andy Robertson. Back to Alisson again. Alisson now back to Milner. Milner now in possession. Gives it to Matip. Matip to Trent down that right-hand side. Trent doing a long ball forward, trying to find Mo Salah on that run. He was making that run, but it goes out of play. And Kim outstrength Mo Salah, and it will be a Napoli throw-in here, guys. In their own half, though. 58 minutes played so far. Napoli's throw was intercepted, but it still lands into the feet of Lozano. Napoli back in possession still, though, with Romani giving the ball to Anguissa. Anguissa now back to Merritt. Merritt to Kim. Kim now to Oliveira. Oliveira now to Habotka. Habotka then finds Kim. Kim then passes it back to his keeper, Merritt, who is forced to boot it out wide because Liverpool are pressing the Napoli defence, which is good to see. Napoli now with a chance here with Lozano on the ball. Takes a shot from out distance, just goes over the bar, and it will be a Liverpool goal kick here, guys. But Napoli still got a bit of a spring in their step, though. But it is Matip now for Liverpool. He gives it back to Alisson here. Nunes and Thiago coming on, hopefully, guys. Hopefully Thiago comes on to get a few minutes, and I want to see Nunes on the park as well. Add something different to the game. But we've got Andy Robertson in possession now for Liverpool. He gives a long ball forward to Harvey Elliott here. Harvey Elliott then passes it back to the defender. Trent Alexander-Arnold now on the ball for Liverpool. Trent playing a 1-2 with James Milner. James Milner's forced to pass it back to Matip. Matip then switches it across to Van Dijk. Van Dijk gives it up to Andy Robertson on that left side. Robertson then misplaces his pass to Anguissa. Now Napoli are on the attacker yet again, with Lozano running forward here. But luckily Van Dijk gets a foot in, and Liverpool win back possession here with Harvey Elliott now driving forward on the attack with the ball. Harvey Elliott now running forward through the midfield. He gives it across to James Milner in the centre of the park, who then switches it across to Trent Alexander-Arnold down that right-hand side. He attempts to get a ball into the box, but it's blocked quite comfortably by Oliveira, and it will be a Liverpool throw-in. He plays it quickly to Fabinho from the throw-in. Fabinho then passes it back to Matip. Matip driving forward slowly with the ball here. Matip now to Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott then tries to drive forward past the Napoli defence, but it's dealt with quite comfortably. But the ball comes in nonetheless. And it's Luis Diaz with the header. And it just gets saved nicely by Merritt. There's a good chance for Liverpool to make it 4-2, but it is a corner kick, guys. Come on, Liverpool. The game's still not over yet, guys. We can still make it a draw at least. Guys, what are your thoughts? What, you're going to go for a 4-4 draw at the end of the game? The corner comes in. It's just overhit, though. But it does fall into the path of Matip, but it's cleared away by Napoli, but only as far as to James Milner, who gets a ball over the top to find Mo Salah. But the referee is calling for a foul from the initial corner, and it will be a Napoli free kick here. Marseille are down to 10 men, apparently, in the Tottenham game. Tottenham still drawing 0-0, which is interesting to see. The English clubs so far not doing too well in Europe, other than Man City. But Darwin Núñez is coming on, guys. And James Milner is coming off. Robert Firmino is also coming off. And Thiago's coming on for James Milner. So we got Thiago and Darwin Núñez coming off, and Bobby Firmino and James Milner coming off. Mo Salah as well has also come off the park for Diego Jota. Someone comment down below that Diego Jota will score once he comes off the bench. So we'll see if that will happen. But it's 3 substitutions for Liverpool now. And obviously 4 overall with Joe Gomez coming off earlier on. But it is Trent Alexander-Arnold in possession for Liverpool. He tries to drive a ball forward to find Darwin Núñez, but it is intercepted quite comfortably by Napoli. But it does fall back to Van Dijk here, who passes it back to Alisson. An hour played so far, guys. 4-3 more likely. Yeah, potentially. 4 goals is quite a lot to come back from. Guys, keep dropping a like down on the stream as well. We're nearly at 100 likes, and that'd be massively appreciated if we can hit that. And if you're new to the channel as well, comment down below. But Napoli are in possession again, guys. I want to see what Darwin Núñez can do, guys. It'd be quite interesting to see what he can do. But Liverpool are now in possession with Matip. So that's the bench on now then. Yeah, he's still got one more substitution to make. You get 5 overall. But we'll see if there's any more changes to be made for Klopp's side. We've got Diego Jota in possession now for Liverpool. He finds Darwin Núñez here. He's making a run forward. Does really well there. Gives it back to Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott does lose possession though to Oliveira. And it is a Napoli throw-in, guys. And the Napoli throw-in, Jota just attempt to win the ball back, but he does make a foul on a Napoli player, so it will be a Napoli free kick now. There's a foul on Oliveira. They play the free kick fairly quickly, pass it back to the defence, who then pass up the field to Di Lorenzo on that right-back position there. He then passes it back to Romani, who then gives it back to Merritt, the keeper, who then quickly passes it to Kim. Liverpool attackers putting a lot of pressure onto the Napoli defence, which is good to see. It's now Lozano on that left-hand side, but he does lose possession, and it will go out for a Napoli throw-in here. Napoli fans in full force here, cheering their team along. We've got Romani here down that right-hand side, pushing forward with Benguizi playing a 1-2, but they do lose possession, and Liverpool are on the attack here. Potentially, it could be a foul on Mo Salah there. Not Mo Salah, sorry. Luis Diaz. And it is a foul on Luis Diaz, and it will be a free kick in a quite a dangerous position for Liverpool here. And it is a yellow card for the Napoli defender. Romani does receive a yellow card, and it will be a free kick for Liverpool. Great run by Diaz there. Won a free kick out of nothing as well, which is good to see. Diaz being one of the standout players so far this game for Liverpool, despite the poor performance overall. We've got Darwin Núñez in the box now. We've got Van Dijk in the box. We've got Matip in the box now. So we've got a couple of big players in the area to try and find their head. So this is a good chance for Liverpool to really get a goal here and make it 4-2. Trent puts the ball into the area, overhits it then and goes out for a goal kick. It's a poor free kick for Trent's standards. He won't be happy with that one. I'm not happy with that one. But it is Merritt now with the goal kick. Napoli playing a little bit more defensively now. Probably aware that Liverpool will be putting everything into getting these 3 goals back. But Anguissa is in possession now. He's putting a lot of pressure straight off the bat by Liverpool attackers, but he does manage to pass it back to Merritt. Merritt then boots it long, trying to find Simeone, but he misplaces the pass, and it lands into the path of Luis Diaz there down the left-hand side. And then Van Dijk does win the possession back after Napoli do regain it initially. Gives it to Fabinho here, who then lays it off back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk now gives it up to Andy Robertson here. Robertson then switches the play across to Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott now to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Harvey Elliott finding Fabinho. Fabinho now back to Matip. Matip now a nice ball forward. Potential chance here for Diaz. The keeper collects it. The goalkeeper claimed that Diaz kicked him, but don't think there's much in it. Guys, we just hit 100 likes on the stream. Thank you so much. It means a lot, and it helps the stream out as well and the channel. We recently hit 25,000 subscribers, and that means a lot as well. Thank you, guys. But it is Napoli in possession now with Zielinski here, the guy who scored 2. He's on for a hat-trick so far this game. Probably should have took that other penalty. He might have scored. But they get across into the area here, but it's saved quite comfortably by Alisson, and he rolls it out quickly to find Trent, who then pushes it up the field to Diego Jota. Jota's attempt to control the ball is tackled by Oliveira, and it goes out for a Liverpool throw-in. Harvey Elliott takes the throw-in and gives it back to Trent. Trent now back to Harvey Elliott. Elliott now passing it across to Fabinho. Fabinho up to Nunes. Trent now gives it to Trent again. Fabinho. Matip now on the ball. Matip doing a long ball forward to try and find Darwin Nunes, which he manages to do so. It's now Thiago on the ball. Gives it out left to Robbo. Back to Thiago. Thiago back to Matip. Matip now to Harvey Elliott down that right-hand side. Harvey Elliott sees Darwin Nunes making that run. He gives the ball to him. Darwin Nunes now have a chance. It's tackled quite comfortably there by Napoli defenders as he was trying to skill past him. And it's now Oliviera on the ball for Napoli. But he is tackled by Thiago, but Kim does manage to redeem the ball and kick it against Darwin Nunes for a Napoli goal kick. I can't help but feel Thiago starting would have made the difference on the first half. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think he should have been in the team, really. I think it was more of a fitness thing, though. I'm not too sure. Napoli keeping shape, not I'd lying. Napoli bringing out the big bus now. Yeah, they're kind of defensive now. But it is Lozano now for Napoli down that left-hand side, driving forward. He's got Matip next to him. Can he get past him? Tries to get in the inside of him, but he ends up passing it back to Oliviera, who then gets into the box of Lozano again. Takes a shot. It just goes wide. There's a good chance for Napoli again there. But it is a Liverpool goal kick, guys. 70 minutes played, 20 minutes left to play, guys. We need another goal as soon as possible if we do want to get something out of this game. It's annoying that we got a goal back right after going 4-0 down, but we couldn't have done it straight from kickoff in the second half and make it 3-1. It's just not great, really. Napoli take their throw in here with Oliviera. Liverpool do intercept it though, and Harvey Elliott does win the ball back. Gives it to Matip. Matip now back to Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott back to Matip. Matip to Elliott again. Elliott to Fabinho. Trent back to Diego Jota. Jota back to Trent. And it goes out for a Liverpool throw in here after a tackle by the Napoli defender. Trent throws it to Elliott. Elliott to Fabinho. Back to Elliott again. Then back to Fabinho. Fabinho tries to switch the play across to Robertson, which he manages to do so, but it was a bit of a sloppy pass that Napoli almost intercepted. But Fabinho does get the ball back here with Matip. Matip passes it back to Alisson here. This is painful to watch, yes. It's terrible. Alisson passing the ball to Joel Matip. Matip driving forward now with the ball, trying to find Nunes in the centre of the park, but his pass is misplaced, and Napoli do win the ball back with a long ball over the top here to find Simeone, who's on the ball now for Napoli. He then gives it to the left winger, back to Oliviera. Oliviera now back to Hobotka. Back to Romani. Romani switched the play across down that right-hand side to try and find Lozano, which he manages to do so. But he can't get past Robertson, and Liverpool do win back possession here. And now it's Robertson driving forward with the ball down that left-hand side for Liverpool. Gives it up to Luis Diaz here. Back to Robertson here. He's tackled by the Napoli defender again. There's Nguiza in the ball now for Napoli. It's very end-to-end stuff. Napoli have a really good chance here with Lozano making a run forward. But he's got Van Dijk and Matip still to beat. He lays it off to Zielinski here. Zielinski. It was called for offside. It was a bit of a late call by the linesman there. I did think it was offside initially from that pass from Nguiza to Lozano, but the linesman let the play carry on. And it is 2-0 Bayern Munich, guys, in the other game. I'll let you know who the goal scorers of that are as well. Be interested to know if Mane scored. No, he hasn't. Sane and and a DM Riasso own goal in that game for Bayern Munich. But Liverpool in possession now down that left-hand side with Robertson. He attempts to put a cross in the box, but it's cleared away for a Liverpool throw-in. And Napoli are making 2 more substitutions, guys. This will be their last 2 substitutions that they can make of the game as well. I can see Elmaz coming on the pitch. Yeah, Elmaz coming on for Zielinski, the man who's on a brace. And then Mario Roy coming on for Matheus Oliveira, the right back. No, left back, sorry. But Liverpool do have a chance here now as they are pushing forward with Thiago Alcantara. He gives up to Luis Diaz down that left-hand side. He gets a ball into the area, trying to find Darwin Núñez's head, but he overhits the cross and it goes out for a Napoli goal kick. Come on, guys. 15 minutes left to play here. Yeah, they've used all 5 subs now, guys. Past 15 minutes, terrible possession. Yeah, I agree. Tottenham have just scored as well in that game against Marseille. Liverpool is definitely missing Mane right now. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you guys as well. It's not necessarily due to the fact that Diaz is a bad player. I think he's a brilliant player, but I think Mane just adds something else to the game as well. I think Mo Salah hasn't been in his best form so far this season. And it's now Thiago on the ball for Liverpool. He gives it to Harvey Elliott. He sees Núñez making that run forward, but he can't get the pass to him. It's cleared away nicely and comfortably by the Napoli defence. In here. Trent passes it to Diego Jota. Jota now gives it back to Trent. Trent now back to Thiago. Thiago doing a nice clean pass across to Van Dijk. Van Dijk back to Fabinho. Fabinho now on the ball. He does a dipping ball into the area for Darwin Núñez to collect, but the keeper rushes out and collects it with his hands. There's a good chance there for Núñez. Nice ball into the area as well. And Liverpool are making their final substitution. It will be Arthur coming on the pitch for Liverpool here. Who's your favourite Liverpool player? I'd say probably Thiago. I think Thiago's a brilliant player. Thiago or Trent. But Arthur is coming on the pitch now, guys. And the Napoli keeper is down at the moment as well, guys. Could be a substitution for Napoli. Well, they can't because they've made all 5 substitutions and the Napoli keeper is down. This could be quite big for Liverpool here. If their keeper was to get injured and not be able to carry on playing, then let's put a defender in there and go down to 10 men. But the keeper looks like he's in a lot of pain here. Could this be a potential crazy scenario here where Napoli keeper could be injured? And could they be forced to play the last few minutes without a keeper? I think he will continue to play, but he does look like he's in a bit of distress there. It was from the ball into the box which almost found Núñez and he come out and collected it. I think he took a bit of a knock there. Either that or he's just wasting time, run down the clock. As I mentioned before, Harvey Elliott has come off the pitch for Arthur. But the keeper is playing on for now. And Napoli's goal kick does find Negrizia, but it is a foul with a high boot on Thiago. And it will be a Liverpool free kick here, guys. Guys, get your bets in as well. If you were to bet for Liverpool to win this game from this point onwards, you'll be a very, very rich man. But Liverpool are in possession now with Fabinho. And that's how Luis Diaz is trying to chase a dead ball, but Napoli do retrieve it, and he comes back to Merritt. He's holding on the ball for a bit too long there, but he's boots it out eventually, trying to find a Napoli midfield player. But the goal kick's headed away by Fabinho, and it will be a Napoli throw-in. It was Richarlison that scored that Tottenham goal, by the way, guys. Napoli, as I mentioned before, are down to 10 men as well. I think that's his first goal for Spurs, is it, Richarlison? But Napoli are still in possession here with Kim. Gives it back to Merritt. And then gives it back to Romani. Romani now back to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo trying to find Lozano, but it's headed away. And it goes out for a Liverpool throw-in. Liverpool throw it back to Van Dijk, who then gives it to Matip. Matip now back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk to Andy Robertson. Robertson finds Luis Diaz there down the left-hand side, but he tries to get past the defender and it goes out of play off the defender's leg and it goes out for a Liverpool throw-in here. It's now 2-0 Tottenham, guys, as well. Tottenham and Man City, the only two English sides to win in the Champions League by the looks of it so far. Obviously, Chelsea lost yesterday and then Liverpool currently losing 4-1 as well. But I still believe, guys, we've got 10 minutes left to play. 10 minutes, 4 goals. If that happens, then it'll be history. But Liverpool are in possession now. Trying to find Darwin Núñez with a long ball from Van Dijk, but it is cleared away back to Alisson. It seems like Napoli are now just trying to run down the clock and keep this 4-1 lead. They're not really attacking too much now going forward. They're just kind of trying to sponge all of Liverpool's attacks and withhold that pressure that Liverpool are putting on them. Matip on the ball now, gives it back to Alisson. Alisson now back to Fabinho. And there's Richarlison again with the second goal of the game. This performance is worse than the Man U game. Hard to watch. Yeah, it is. It is hard to watch. You're a dreamer. Got to be positive, I suppose, when you have terrible games like this. But it's Napoli now on the attack here. Down that left-hand side. What can they make from this? Switches it across to Lozano here. He has a chance for a shot on goal. It does shoot, but it's blocked by the Liverpool defender. Up in the air, headed by Matip back to Alisson. Then he rolls it out to Diego Jota, who's tackled and fouled, and it will be a Liverpool free kick here. Now Jota again down that left-hand side. Gives it to Darwin Núñez. And Núñez now back to Thiago. Thiago now finds Luis Diaz down that left-hand side. He's got Trent there making an overlap run, which he finds him. Gives it to Diego Jota, but Diego Jota's touch gets under his feet and it goes to the Napoli goalkeeper. Liverpool's done and dusted. Yeah, it seems that way, guys. Yeah, we're in the 83rd minute now. Napoli boot out of play, trying to catch Alisson off his line, but it goes out for a Liverpool goal kick here. Or Liverpool was offside, sorry. Bit gutted of this result though. It's a terrible, terrible performance. I want to listen to Klopp's post-match press conference, see what he has to say about this performance. Bear in mind, guys, Napoli missed a penalty as well. It could be a lot worse. It could be 6-1, easily. But Luis Diaz now down the left-hand side for Liverpool. Can he make something happen in the dying minutes of the game here? He chooses to give it back to Thiago instead. He then switches it across to Matip. Matip now to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Back to Matip there. He then passes it across the park to Thiago. Thiago then finds Diaz down that left side. Diaz now driving forward into the centre of the park. Can he make a shot here? He gets tackled, but he keeps the ball. Gives it to Diego Jota to take a shot, but it's blocked by the Napoli defenders, and it goes out for a Liverpool corner kick here. Bit more like it, but I think it's too late now, guys. Unfortunately. Trent to take the corner kick again. You've got 3 big players in that box, you can get your head on it. Gets the ball into the area. It's a bit of a overhit delivery. It lands on Van Dijk's head, but he's quite far from goal. He does head it, but then it's cleared away by the Napoli defence to Thiago for Liverpool. Then finds Diego Jota on that right side, then gives it to Trent, who whips the ball into the area, trying to find that Van Dijk or Matip at the edge of the box, which he does do, but the area is too far from goal. And Jota wins the ball here, but he's tackled again by the Napoli defence, and Lozano is now in possession for Napoli. He then finds Habotka, gives the ball to Habotka. He's tackled there by Fabinho. Now Jota's running forward with the ball for Liverpool. Tackled again by Romani for Napoli, who then gives it to Lozano down that right side for Napoli. He's got Simeone making a run, but he chooses not to pass it to him. He chooses to go out left instead. Now Napoli attacking down that left-hand side with their winger. Now back to their midfielders here with Habotka and Guiza. And Guiza back to Habotka. Habotka now on the ball here. What can he do? He switches the play across down the right-hand side, trying to find Lozano. But the pass is overhit and it goes out of play for a Liverpool throw-in. Matip now in possession for Liverpool. Passes it back to Alisson. We've got 5 minutes left to play of normal time, guys, plus stoppage time. Matip driving forward now with the ball. Gets a ball into the area for Arthur to collect. Arthur then switches it across to Diaz down that left-hand side. Now to Robertson. Robertson to Trent. Trent puts the ball into the area. Headed away by Romani there. And then Bicycle kicked away by the Napoli midfielders. Now Guiza wins it back in the midfield here. Napoli have a chance. It's 3 versus 2 for Napoli. Napoli's left winger now down the left-hand side. Can he make something happen here? Takes a shot. It's saved quite comfortably by Alisson. And it remains 4-1 for now. And Napoli are back in possession now again from the kick by Alisson. But Liverpool are in possession again here with Arthur. Arthur running forward with the ball here. Can he make something happen? Give it to Robertson on the left-hand side here. Robertson now passing it back to the defenders, Van Dijk. Just negative play. Just try and get a ball into the area. Just do something that's a bit more attacking rather than passing it back. It will be ideal. Trent now on the ball. Gives it to Thiago. Thiago now to Arthur. Arthur back to Van Dijk here. Then to Matip. Back to Thiago. Back to Matip again. Good effort from Diaz, top player, the standout player for us tonight. Better second half, but still poor. Napoli was ready and hungry for the win. 100% agree. He's probably been Liverpool's standout player all game. Darwin Núñez now in a good position here in the box. Tries to lay it off to Diego Jota, but the pass is intercepted by the Napoli defence. And it's cleared away by the defence as well. Fabinho here, lays off the ball to Diego Jota. Scott Darwin Núñez making a run here, but chooses to go with Diaz instead. Gives it to Robertson. Robertson now to Arthur. Arthur to Matip. Matip now on the ball for Liverpool. He lays it off to Thiago. He finds Darwin Núñez. He lays it off for Thiago to take a shot. Blocked by the Napoli defence. Comes back to Thiago. Then to Fabinho. Now to Robertson. Fabinho again. Back to Matip. Matip now to Thiago. Thiago now finds Diaz. Can he take a shot and goal? No, he gives it to Trent instead. Trent has put a ball into the box. And it's headed over the bar by the Napoli defenders. And it remains 4-1 for now. But it's a Liverpool corner, guys. I think it's time to accept defeat for Liverpool fans here. It's not looking likely. Stranger things have happened though. The ball comes in from the corner kick here. Lands to Jota at his feet. Take a shot first time. Blocked by the Napoli defence. And they tried to break in the counter. But the Napoli player is fouled there on the edge of their own box. And it will be a Napoli free kick. There's a foul by Thiago on the Napoli midfielder, and it will be a Napoli free kick where the goalkeeper will take it on the edge of the box. He passes it off to Romani. Romani now to the Napoli left winger. Back to Romani again here for Napoli. Yeah, I agree. It's been a bit poor. When they make the substitutions, you would hope they make an impact, but they haven't really done anything as of yet. I think the starting 11 was a bad call in the first place. If Thiago was fully fit, I don't think he is or not, but you should have started him regardless. And you should have started Matip as well if he's fully fit. It's the 90th minute now, guys. We've got 4 minutes of stoppage time, and it's Napoli in possession here with a throw-in. Trent needs dropping for sure. Yeah, the second half has been a bit poor, but the first half was actually alright, to be fair, other than the mistake he made for the third goal. Attacking wise, he's definitely good and a bit of a threat down that right hand side. Well, he was in the first half, but the second half has been quiet. So yeah, I can see where you're coming from. So, yeah, a lot of people agree with you. Yeah, Trent needs to be dropped. Yeah. It's Napoli with a throw in here with Mario Rui. He plays a 1-2 with Napoli, winger. But Liverpool do win back possession again. Got 3 minutes left to play a stoppage time here, guys. And it does fall for the Napoli winger here. Can he take a shot on? He can't. He flicks it over Trent's head, but he does lose his chance here. He lays it off. He's got the possession still here, Napoli, down that left-hand side. He's trying to create something in the dying stages of the game, but it does go out of play for a Liverpool goal kick. Yeah, Konate is still injured, guys, but it's Fabinho now in possession for Liverpool. He gives it to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Sorry, but I can't listen any longer. Take care, boys. Rest in peace, Liverpool FC. No worries, man. It's understandable. Seen a bit grim. It's Matip now on the ball for Liverpool. He lays it forward up to Diego Jota. Jota now giving it into Arthur in the area, but it's intercepted by Anguissa again. He's been really good for Napoli so far this game. He then passes it back to Romano at the back here. He lays it off to the Napoli left winger. He gives it back to Anguissa. Anguissa now switching the play across to Di Lorenzo down the right-hand side from Napoli. He chooses to pass it back instead of driving forward. Got a minute and a half left to play, guys, of the game. It's looking like it's going to end 4-1 here in Naples. How many injuries are there for Liverpool, by the way? There's a fair few. I can run through some of them for you guys quickly before this game finishes. It seems like it's going to end 4-1. You're looking at Naby Keita's injured. Henderson's injured. Konate's injured. Curtis Jones. Kelleher's injured. Calvin Ramsey's injured. And Oxlade-Chamberlain's injured. And I think Thiago's just come back from injury as well. But it goes out of play for a Napoli corner kick here, guys. Could be the last chance of the game to make it 5-1. But 40 seconds left to play at the half of the game. Napoli play it short. Give it to Anguissa on the inside the box. Tries to take a shot, but it's intercepted by Liverpool, but he wins it back. With Di Lorenzo now pushing forward into the box. Gets the ball into the area. It goes out for another Napoli corner here, guys. There's about 20 seconds left to play. This is probably the last chance of the game, and it falls to Napoli. But it's looking likely it's going to finish 4-1, unless Napoli get a fifth. But they play it short again here. And that is the full-time whistle, guys. It ends 4-1 to Napoli. A very, very poor start to the Champions League for Liverpool. Sums up their season so far. I don't think Joe Gomez should be playing the next few games. It looked very, very poor in the first half. I do feel kind of bad for him. But guys, yeah, it's been a very poor game for Liverpool. But nonetheless, guys, I appreciate you guys sitting along with me watching the stream. Hopefully we can get off to a better start in the next Champions League game. Obviously Spurs won theirs 2-0. Bayern Munich won theirs 2-0 as well. But thank you guys for watching the stream. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for all things Liverpool. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace.